Alright guys, the other day, Glokk40Spaz randomly went on Instagram Live and he was in a car counting up cash, basically announcing to the entire world that he was free. And he did this in front of like 6,000 viewers on Instagram Live. Keep in mind, this was a completely random Instagram Live. They never promoted it at all. No one knew he was coming out at this date. It was just rumored that he was going to be released. And pretty much everyone was really shocked in a good way. Someone said, Glokk40Spaz is freed from prison. Playboy Carti and Uno the activist squashed their beef. The world is slowly healing. And you know, almost immediately he began enjoying his life. He did like a little fan meetup and met up with this girl that's like a really big fan of him, as well as this other dude. He previewed new music from the studio. He's buying a lot of designer. He's wearing chrome heart glasses. So good for him. Clearly he's enjoying his life. However, this kind of raises the question, where is he gonna go career-wise now that he's out? And I actually made a video on this exact topic like 2 weeks ago. So instead of just repeating everything I said in that video, I actually thought I'd ask you guys, my community tab, and a decent number of you guys responded. But before I do that, I want to give a little context, just if you're unfamiliar with the situation. If you don't know, Glokk40Spaz about 2 years ago was locked up on some robbery charges. Apparently he robbed some fans. Turns out those fans were like the plugs, so basically robbed the plug and or plugs, I don't know. Seems like he did his time and beat whatever he beat. And I would say like middle of August, it was being teased that Glokk40Spaz was going to be released. They gave like a minimum release date or maximum release date or something. And everyone was like, oh my God, he's going to get released. However, his management didn't say anything. Nothing from his social media was posted. So no one really knew what was going to happen. In fact, rumors were spreading that he copped a plea on a robbery charge and was going to get some more years. And some people were saying like 5 more years. And on the Instagram Live, when he goes live initially, he said, all you guys that were talking, now what? I'm free. So it was all hearsay. There was no other charge that he's going to be serving, being sentenced for. He's good. Lawyers at Columbia Records got him right. All right. So there's a lot of confusion around his freedom. And of course, that's his real life, something he's going through. I mean, doing years in prison, pretty serious thing. Can't be fun. It's actually, unironically, one of the best things that can happen to your career as a rapper. Either dying, but then, you know, you're dead, or going to jail. And going to jail for a quote unquote shorter period of time like Glokk40Spaz did is probably the best thing that could happen. You look at it from a positive point of view. Historically, rappers that go to jail and come out just have this huge wave of hype and anticipation behind their new music. You know, some capitalize on it, some don't. Think Bobby Shmurda, he got out of jail and just became like a freaky ass dude. Like, I don't know what he's doing. Others blow up while they are in jail, such as TK and Glokk40Spaz. Or TK was on the run, but you know. And there are like plenty more. Gucci Mane was locked up. Snoop Dogg had like a murder charge. The thing is, those rappers got out and were able to make something of their careers. You know, right now there's some rappers that are locked up and we don't really know when they're gonna come out. You know, Young Thug, he might just be sitting there. YNW Melly, that guy's been locked up since I was in like middle school. There's so many of these rappers that never get to really capitalize because they don't get freed afterwards. And Glokk40Spaz has the opportunity to do so. So will he? Let's get into it. All right, so the top comment said, he's gonna go on an insane run and then immediately get locked up again within a year. I'm calling it now. So first of all, he's gonna go on an insane run. I agree too. Glokk40Spaz has been a very like quantity heavy rapper. And I'm not saying his stuff isn't good. It is really good. It's just that he drops a lot, and you know, you can never really go wrong dropping a lot. Like that's just the one formula. It's hard to fail with. You know, think of like Osama Sud right now. He's been steadily dropping singles and tapes, and he just doesn't seem to be slowing down. You know what I mean? Kind of like a little left field of comparison, but you get the point. However, this guy said, and immediately get locked up again within a year. I'm calling it now. All right. Here's the thing. When he was doing those robberies, he wasn't really, I don't think he was getting rap money like that. He's definitely getting a lot of money now. You know, he signed his deal with Columbia. That was definitely a nice advance. He's going to drop tapes and projects. He's going to get some splits from that. He's going to do shows. He's going to get paid from that. He's not going to do any robberies. He's not going to do anything stupid, and he has nothing to prove. This is my thinking. He also is surrounded by good management. You know, there's a good team around him. Doesn't make sense for him to do that. And also, like I don't know him, but I like to think that after doing 2 years, he'd probably value his freedom more. But of course, just what I think. Someone else said, hope not. And someone else said, probably. I don't know. Someone else said, I definitely see him moving up and around. Laser did a feat with Baby Kia, so I think Glokk is eventually going to do a feature with someone kind of in his space too, whether they're above or beneath them. So actually, what's crazy is a lot of TikTok fans, if you watch the other Glokk40Spaz video, you'll see what I mean. We're comparing Laserdom to Glokk40Spaz, and I honestly think that's I don't really think they're that similar, to be honest, other than the fact that they're both from Atlanta and they have their own unique, distinct sound. Honestly, a Laserdisc 700 and Glokk40Spaz collab would go crazy. Glokk40Spaz, you know, it's funny if you think about it this way, but he probably doesn't even know who Laserdisc is, because Laserdisc blew up while he was locked up, unless someone from his management or someone he was in contact with was, hey, this is a new rapper, but why would they be talking about that? But yeah, I think he'll probably do features with like Slime Cedo. They might get him, like, I don't know, just any street rapper feature would be fire if you think about it. But he doesn't really need features. Does that make sense? What would actually be really cool for his career would be if he got like a Lyrical Lemonade video. But actually, I don't know how my brain just thought of this, but Glokk40Spaz and Sofago like used to hang out before either of them were famous. So maybe he'll do a song with Sofago. And honestly, that would be really, really hard. His work ethic is crazy as hell, so he's just gonna go even higher now that he's out. Honestly, I agree with you. It's kind of similar to what the first comment said. So if you think about it, Glokk40Spaz, you know, if you've been paying attention to what he's been doing while he's locked up or what his team has been putting out, he's been really consistent. He's been honestly more consistent than some rappers who were free while he was locked up. It's kind of crazy to think about. So yeah, I think he's gonna keep dropping tapes heavily. He's still kind of in that stage of his career. He's not like an album artist too. The thing is, I feel like his sound is just gonna improve. I feel like his last sound or his last album, they kind of just like hoard out the opium filthy sound, and it was cool, but seems like it was the last. Like they were really like milking the cow that was Glokk40Spaz's unreleased vault as much as they could, and that was like, those were like the last drops, to me at least. Someone else says, I hope he stays out of trouble. He's been on a great run from behind the cell. Can only imagine what he can do as a free man. Just praying he stays out the way. I mean, all you can do is pray, I guess. He's gonna blow up. We need his melodic sound fast. So I feel like since he's been locked up, that comment does have a point. We haven't really heard too much of his, like, you know that one song, I Choose Violence? Like, we haven't really heard too much of that song. I just think that there's a limited amount, probably. So that's why. Honestly, if he just makes more songs like that and shoots music videos, that's another thing I was going to get into, shooting music videos. Let me go back to my last point. If he just makes more melodic, like, I don't know, the style he was rapping on those plug-in B beats, now he would go crazy. Those songs would all go crazy viral, because that sound is still very unique. Like, people haven't really been able to copy it, even while he was locked up, which is crazy. The other thing is Glokk40Spaz, like, his work ethic was so crazy. Like, they were still uploading unreleased music videos, like years, like almost 2 years deep into his sentence. It's crazy. And you look at how many they're uploading, pretty wild too. So now that he's out and shooting music videos, honestly, I guess they kind of missed a little opportunity, you know, a first day out single and first day out music video. But if you think about it, he probably just wanted to enjoy his life. So, you know, but yeah, if you just post a bunch of music videos, can't go wrong. Another thing he's probably going to do as well is go on tour. I feel like Glokk40Spaz could sell out a tour in America. Just me though. Anyways, another thing a lot of people were saying was Glokk40Spaz is gonna take Laserdim's, not really Laserdim's, but Brennan Jones' spot. If you don't know, when Brennan Jones dropped his like first single, it's called Duval, and it was totally in Glokk40Spaz's style. And this is something that people have been saying all over, you know what I mean? Someone even trolled and said Brennan Jones took his spot. So first of all, I don't think Brennan Jones is very reminiscent of Glokk40Spaz anymore. Maybe like his voice a little bit, but he's kind of like strayed away from that. He's just rapping, I'm not gonna say regularly, but more of a basic underground style, if that makes sense. They also don't really appeal to the same people. If you think about it, like the people listening to Brennan Jones are like not really the people listening to Glokk40Spaz. Maybe a couple of them, but I wouldn't say it's a huge overlap. I would say maybe like more of Laserdim's fans, but even then, Glokk40Spaz's like core fan base is way larger than both of theirs. So I wouldn't say either of them are really gonna go against Glokk like that, for being real. Another thing a lot of people notice is he doesn't talk how he raps at all. He has like a bit of a soft tone to his voice. But yeah. And by the way, if you didn't notice, they also cut his dreads off. Lastly, I would say, like, I know this whole video is kind of like speculating what he's gonna do and what's gonna happen to him, but just being realistic, all he has to do is just drop music and it's gonna be good. You know, he doesn't really drop bad music. Do music videos, collab with a couple people, and he's set. He's straight. You know, there's not really much you can do to like it all up other than do something that makes you go to jail, and doesn't seem like it would make sense for him to do it. But anyways, another just one random nugget I wanted to share with you guys. Apparently Tana put $2,000 down on his bond in 2021, and he revealed that in a song called Let's Get Active. He said, I ain't gonna cap, put 2 bands on my bond, Baby Santana. That was when Tana was called Baby, by the way. So yeah, I don't know, let me know what you think. Like, the whole, he's gonna take Brennan Jones, he's gonna take him out of the game. Like, I don't think Brennan Jones is gonna be threatened by Glokk40Spaz. I don't think Laserdimp is gonna be threatened by Glokk40Spaz. I just think that Glokk40Spaz has a stronger fan base than both of them, even like Baby Kia, and for the sole reason that his catalog is so much deeper than both of them. Both theirs, you know, Laserdimp dropped one project, but you don't really see people talking about it too much. It was cool, but it kind of just came and went. I'm sure his like diehard fans are really listening to it, but he's more of like a singles artist. Glokk40Spaz has a real like long catalog, just singles and albums and tapes, and he's got lore. And we can't act like, you know, everyone in the comments and on Twitter and on Reddit were saying, yo, don't get locked up again, but that created so much hype for him. It just, I don't know, it's really hard to see a future, like next 6 months to a year, where Glokk40Spaz is not totally up. By the way, one last thing, he's 100% gonna make music with D Savage. D Savage inspired him to make music, and probably might be a little awkward. It's like Filthy and Opium Baby produced a lot of stuff, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna do something. So yeah, anyways, thanks for watching, have a nice day. Let me know what you think. Was I bugging? Some of these people bugging? Yeah, bye, see you tomorrow.